Why do I freeze my butt off? It's simple because the benefits of cold plunging go beyond just physical fitness. I am not the most physical fit person right now. So I'm trying to get back to that person, and my autoimmune and inflammation issues are getting in the way of that. So I had to find a way to tackle them. It's a total mind body hack that helps me stay sharp, recover faster, and tackle every day with confidence. Sure, it's tough at first, but the rewards are so well worth it. Don't just take my word for it, try it out. Start small, stay consistent, and see how cold plunging can transform your life.
Tall, short, skinny, fat, Gigi, Giselle, Miranda, Chanel, you gotta get back. You gotta get back on that model's diet. That model's diet. That model's diet.
So these are my Air Force Ones. I actually got these in LA in 2019. This is my first time wearing them. I'm wearing them for my baby's football game today. His colors are gray and navy blue. So I am going to wear my gray on gray Air Force Ones for this show. Those are the sneakers of the show today. So let's get to it. Oh my goodness. Hey, it is your host, Nina Daniels, and welcome back to Models Diet Podcast, where we dive deep into the world of self-care. That's right. Self-care, fitness, and travel with a sprinkle of insanity. From avocado facials at midnight to destination marathons in the Sahara. We're taking treat yourself to a whole new level. That's right. I mean, have you ever wondered if bathing in red wine really makes your skin glow? Or if running marathons in stilettos is a thing? I know. Look, if you're into this kind of stuff like I am, you're in the right place. Because we like all that off the wall stuff. So grab your green juice or butter coffee, slip into those plush slippers, and let's get real about self-care routines that are equally part fabulous and ridiculous. Here we go. On today's episode, I will be discussing why I freeze myself to death. That's right, from cold plunge greatness, guys. But before that, let's talk about what's going on this week. So, Victoria's Secret models are back, and you have no idea how important this is and how it relates to Models Diet Podcast. For those of you who do not know, I started Models Diet Podcast doing short videos that we shot at Funny or Die, if anybody remembers Funny or Die before they actually died, but funny videos about the extreme weight loss things like the Master Cleanse and just really random diets. But the reason why I did these short videos, not just about like diets or anything, just about like these really hard or extreme diets and fitness routines. I was so obsessed every year when it came to the Victoria's Secret models getting ready for the show. I would catch all the latest and greatest hotness in self care, wellness, and fitness because they are the leaders. And I'm so psyched that Victoria's Secret show is back. I cannot believe it. And it's even better than before. So Models Diet Podcast came out of my obsession for the Victoria's Secret models preparation, how they prepared for this major show and to wear their wings. And I just thought and if you know the intro, tall, short, skinny, fat, Gigi, Giselle, Miranda, Chanel, those are all Victoria's Secret models, if you didn't know that. And I have another version of this song, which you'll be hearing probably not in the intro, but you'll hear it in some of our promos for the show. I changed the lyrics from tall, short, skinny, fat, Gigi, Giselle, Miranda, Chanel to Gigi, Giselle, Ashley Chanel, because Ashley Graham, that is my girl. And I wanted to represent people like me, like Ashley, curvier people, as well as our typical amazing supermodels. So for me, this correlation between Models Diet and the Victoria's Secret fashion show, if you didn't know, that's where the name came from. And also, people say like, what inspired me to really fall in love with models and didn't make me feel self-conscious, or they don't make me feel like, oh my gosh, one day I want to look like them. What I love was their discipline. And for those of you who don't know, I was a former D1 athlete. And when I say these women train like professional athletes, they really do. From boxing to Pilates to like cycling, like Soul Cycle and Peloton. They do these amazing workouts, which are hella hard. And I actually did Pilates with Giselle in LA, and I shouldn't say with. She was coming out, I was going in. So I was watching the tail end of her session with Nona. This woman worked so hard. I could not do the things she was doing. So for people who are like, models are so weak or it's such a frivolous, we could not do that job. The average person could not do that job because we don't have the mental capacity to keep our bodies a certain way, to train and discipline. Now, as a D1 athlete, I actually did at the time, really was able to maintain that. But I understand the difficulty and the challenge in really being at that heighted level and for so long for some of them. Did you see some of them came out, the older one? Like Miranda Kerr has to be about what, 41 right now? Looks amazing still. Yeah, it's crazy. So welcome back, Victoria's Secret models and Victoria's Secret fashion show. I'm so excited, and we're always going to be talking about that show and following it. But that was the impetus in how Models Diet Podcast was born, or the name was born. So let's get into today's topic. Ice baths are the new coffee. That's right. How cold plunges supercharge your fitness and recovery. My goodness, if you had told me a year ago that I would be voluntarily dunking myself into cold water, or rather ice cold water, I would have laughed. I would have laughed my ass off because anyone who knows me knows I cannot stand the cold. I do not like being cold. That's why I moved to LA when I got out of school because I did not like winter. And when I was in Rhode Island, when I was at school, and one year the snow was so bad we couldn't even open our front door, I promised myself I am never, ever, ever going to live in the cold again. Okay, so of course that's not the case. Fell in love, got married, back on the East Coast. So yeah, I'm back on the East Coast, back in the cold. So yeah, anyway, me doing cold plunges, hell of a no-no. Hell of a no-no. But yet, here we are. And this time I am freezing by choice. That's right. And I am loving every second of it. And I don't know, if you've been scrolling through social media recently, I'm sure you have seen influencers, athletes, actresses, celebrities, biohackers all talking about cold plunging. And you're probably wondering, why on earth would anyone do that? What is the hype? Well, buckle up because I'm about to tell you why cold plunging has become the secret weapon in my fitness routine, and not really fitness routine. I don't want to call it fitness routine. I want to say why it has become a huge part of my life, of my sustainability. And we're going to get to that. My mental health toolkit and overall lifestyle rock star. And spoiler, yes, spoiler alert. It is as shocking as it sounds, but the benefits are incredible. So move over green juice, coffee. There is a colder, bolder way to kickstart your day. So let's dive into why dunking yourself in ice water is the next big trend in fitness and wellness. What is cold plunging and why should you even care? Cold plunging is exactly how it sounds. It's immersing yourself in cold water, typically between 50 to 59 degrees, according to the Journal of Sports Sciences. But I prefer my water to be under 50 degrees because I think 50, 59 is a little bit warm. I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I'm saying 50 to 59 degrees is warm. That's crazy to me. But I like it to be like, ooh, really, really cold. And a lot of people are like, oh, this is a fad. I don't like fad diets and or fad trends. And I have to tell you, this actually isn't a fad, believe it or not. And if you call a centuries old practice a fad, then maybe it is. But this has been around and been used by ancient civilizations for healing and rejuvenation. Today, cold plunging has made a modern comeback from with everyone from top athletes to wellness influencers, singing its icy praises. They love it. We love it. I love it. I can't believe it. I do. And, proof is in the fame because, does it matter if celebrities and famous people aren't doing it? Of course not. And we're going to name a couple of some well known people who are doing cold plunging and ice baths. LeBron James. Okay. If you don't know who LeBron James is, please act like you do and never ever tell anybody that you don't. He regularly uses ice baths and cryotherapy to aid in recovery from games and workouts. And if you don't know what cryotherapy is, it's a chamber that you get into, and it's also like an ice bath, but it's air instead of water. We'll talk about cryotherapy in another episode, but I also love cryotherapy as well. It's really cool, and I do it in my birthday suit. But anyway, and Cristiano Ronaldo, I love Cristiano. Oh, can we just talk about how much I love this man? This is what we love about athletes and models and celebrities. Their body is their wealth. Their body, how they look is how they make their money, and they know. And I believe they try their best to take care of themselves and be as fit as possible in the healthiest way as possible. Yes, some people take steroids, or some people, have some unhealthy practices, but I think for the most part, they are going for the best way, the most efficient way to reach their fitness and health and wellness goals, and their beauty and physical goals at the same time while maintaining their health. So Cristiano and his beautiful girlfriend, oh my goodness, they are so hot. Anyway, he is famous soccer player. please, please just act like you knew. I promise you, please act like you knew. And this do. Anyway, he's famous for his rigorous fitness and recovery routines, which include regular uses of cold therapy, including ice baths. Russell Wilson, NFL quarterback and married to Sierra. Mm, Dancing Queen. Yeah, I mean, Sierra made us all fall in love with falling in love again, right? And we feel like, oh my goodness, we'll find our prince, because she did. Simone Biles, gymnast, the GOAT, Olympic multi-gold gymnast, multiple goals. She also uses the ice bath to manage soreness, speed up recovery, and, to maintain in between her intense competitions. Let's see, Win Hof. I don't know if you know who Win Hof, you're allowed not to know who that is. Win Hof, aka the Iceman, is a Dutch extreme athlete known for promoting cold exposure and breathing techniques through his Win Hot method. And he's been on the Joe Rogan Experience, and let's see, the Win Hof method, and done a bunch of media appearances. And he really is the Iceman. Another Gwyneth Paltrow, Goop. You know Goop. We all know Goop. We all love Gwyneth. And if Gwyneth's doing it, you should be doing it too. If it made Goop, you know it's hot. You know it's trending. You know it matters. Now, whether it's good or not, may not always be the case, but I think this method, considering it's been around since ancient times, I think this method is legit and here to stay. Let's see, Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps also has his own plunge. I think he has his own. It's like a contrast type of hot tub. One side is hot and one side is cold. And we're going to do an episode on contrast therapy, because that's actually what I do. I go into the sauna for a couple of minutes. I go into the ice bath. Sauna, plunge. But we will talk about contrast therapy in another episode. But Michael Phelps has his own brand, I think, of this contrast, like this hot, cold sauna thing. As you know, he's one of the he is the most decorated swimmer of all time. And if Michael Phelps can maintain that body and and win all those gold medals, I think this is a method that you might want to look into. Kawhi Leonard, basketball player, Serena Williams, the GOAT, tennis legend. There's just so many more people I can, tell you about. But these athletes use cold plunges and ice baths for their recovery routines to reduce muscle soreness, prevent injury, and enhance overall performance. And I kind of think, like I always say, athletes are always on the cutting edge of what's hot out there. And and cold therapy, or plunging or ice, it's not just about, taking a cold shower. It's about using cold exposure strategically to unlock serious fitness gains and improve mental toughness. No, you don't need to be a professional athlete or a fitness guru or Gwyneth Paltrow to indulge in ice bath, cold plunging, or any of that. Now, so let me tell you why I started doing cold plunging myself. I got into cold plunging out of desperation. That's right, I was desperate. For those of you who do not know, a couple of months ago, I woke up and I could barely walk. I had inflammation in my ankles, my elbows, my arms, my hips. When I would get out of bed, I was bent over and I was walking like a little old woman. I don't know what triggered it. I didn't know what happened. I went to a rheumatologist, my PCP, I had an allergy test. No one could figure out what was wrong with me. Then finally, my rheumatologist said that I had some kind of inflammatory, an autoimmune inflammatory disease. What the disease is, they don't know. All they know is I have extreme inflammation. Where it came from, how it happened, not really sure, but that is why I started cold plunging. I was desperate to be able to move again. So if you are feeling desperate, if you are feeling intense pain like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus or any kind of autoimmune disease or issue, you may want to look into cold plunging. Let me tell you, here's what shocked me. It works. No, I'm not playing. It actually works. I'm not sure that I thought it was going to work. I was kind of skeptical, but I gotta tell you, it does. Just after a few days, I noticed a reduction in inflammation and I could move better. I felt sharper mentally, like my brain had rebooted. And most importantly, how can I say? Most importantly, I started building, or I should say, rebuilding mental grit. And what I mean by that is if I could handle freezing cold water, I could handle anything. And what it reminded me and what it brought back to life was the fact that I already had this. I had been a Division One and a track athlete. I've been a track athlete since I was about 5 years old, competing on a national level by the time I was, what, 8 or 9. I had that grit naturally. And I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot that part of myself. I forgot that I used to just really thug things out and tough things out. And because I hadn't done it in a while. And the first time I put my foot in that water, I was like, oh, hell no. Wanted no parts of it and jumped right back out.
Oh my God, guys. So I'm going to try this once again. Oh shit.
Then I said, girl, it's here. It's in your head. It's mental. Get out of your head, get into that water, and you can do this. So I had to get back to that D1, to that, had to get back to that, bring that panther back in me. Pit Panther, shout out. Or should I say Lady Panther? I just had to get that. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. I just had to get that mamba. I had to get that mamba back. And when I was able to get into that water, and I was in, and I'm gonna show you guys a video of when when I was able to get in, and I toughed it out. And then I went from doing a minute. I think I did like 20 seconds, then I did a minute. Then I finally did 3 minutes, and then I was doing 20-minute sauna, 3-minute cold plunge, 20-minute sauna, 3-minute cold plunge, 20-minute sauna, 3-minute cold plunge. I was able to go back and forth with this. And when you do it, when you really get it, can I tell you how I felt like, oh yeah, I'm that chick. I was like, oh, I still got it. I'm that chick. So for me, it was amazing to really know that it's here. I'm telling you guys, if you think you can't do something, it's false. It is right here. You can do it. I had to push myself. I no longer live in a D1 track athlete's body, but I'm getting back to that for another episode. But I just realized it's up in my head. And even people like me who have trained at the highest level, obviously we can lose our way too. And we can even lose that grit that helped us get to the level that we had achieved, but it's in there. It's living in there. So those former athletes or former people who used to work out, are fitness gurus, it's in there. It's in your soul. Just we gotta resurrect it. And it's also like the fitness gains you did not see. So the fitness gains you didn't see coming. Let me tell you, if you're into fitness and you know how important recovery is, cold plunging supercharges that recovery process. And here's why. Like I said before, reducing inflammation. Reduce inflammation is so important. And because I was highly inflamed, this was why, for me, cold plunging was amazing. The cold water causes your blood vessels to constrict, reducing inflammation and flushing out lactic acid. And I know you all know what lactic acid is. You ever work out hard one day and then you get up the next day and your butt and your thighs and they just you can barely move, that's lactic acid. And as you work out and as you get more into your routine, you still can have lactic acid, but it's not as brutal as the beginning. So this cold plunging will help with that lactic acid. And that means quicker recovery times and less muscle soreness after those killer workouts or jumping back into those routines. Improve circulation. When you step out of the cold plunge and your blood vessels open back up, promoting better circulation and delivering nutrients to your muscles, it's like hitting the reset button on your body after a tough session. And for me, it was like hitting the reset button every single day because it was the only way I was able to walk and move and function again. Like until my arm, I couldn't even lift a bottle. It'd be like so weak. I'm like, I can't do it. But now, look at me. Hi. Yeah, I'm coming back. So, boosted metabolism. Cold plunging activates brown fat. Now, when I read that brown fat, I meant you talking about me because I'm brown and the fat on my butt because that's what I really was thinking. It is it like a certain color, the fat in my body? But no, they don't mean the fat on my thighs. They mean the brown fat which burns calories to generate heat. My thighs do generate heat, I have to say. Translation: You're revving up your metabolism just by standing in cold water. Isn't that crazy? I mean, who knew freezing could be this productive? Mental toughness is the real game changer. It's the reason why I fast. I fast not because or do a juice cleanse. I don't do it to lose weight. I do it for mental toughness. So let's talk about the mental side of cold plunging. It's brutal at first. I'm not gonna lie. It's horrible. And when you step into that water, when I say however cold you thought it was in your mind, it is way worse. Ever cold you thought it was, it is so much worse. And it's brutal the first time, but that's what makes it so effective in building mental resilience. When you plunge into freezing water, your body's natural response is to freak out. It's like, no, uh-uh, hell no. I mean, your heart rate spikes, your breath quickens, and every instinct screams, get out. Every instinct. And when you go in, once you like dip into the water, you'll go, you'll take a breath, a deep breath. It's like it's really interesting. It's like your body was like, oh, I did it. And when you control your breathing and calm your mind, you're training your brain to handle discomfort and stress. And sometimes in life, we lose our ability to handle discomfort and stress. And I can tell you, stress can kill you. We have to learn to control our lives, and we need to find healthy ways of controlling them. The reason why I say athletes and actresses and models find the healthiest way possible, because we all know people can go to drugs, alcohol. Those are ways people handle stress. A cold plunge may not be comfortable. It may not feel great, but heck, it's a lot better than becoming addicted, being an addict, and not being here tomorrow. So, I don't know. I've already told you, but I mean, I just think that we kind of already talked about how cold plunges build mental toughness. It just gives you confidence. I mean, it gives you so much confidence that you can conquer anything. So let me tell you how to start cold plunging without crying too much, at least, because everybody I know is like, ah! Now, I've told you on the benefits. You're probably wondering how to get started without turning into a human popsicle. Trust me, it's not as bad as it sounds. I mean, it's just bad, but not as bad as it sounds. And you can ease into it. Although I would suggest don't easing into it because you know what? Easing into it is tough. If you try to ease into that bath, it is going to hurt. I suggest you just hop in, all in. Now you don't have to stay in there long, but I would say go all in. It's easier. So here's a simple guide to get started. You can start with cold showers. If the idea of jumping into an ice cold, freezing bath terrifies you, I totally understand. Begin with cold showers, gradually lowering the temperature for the last 30 seconds of your shower. Each day, increase that time until you're spending 2 to 3 minutes in cold water. Progress to cold plunging. Once you're comfortable with cold showers and you've done the 3 minutes, move to full immersion. You can use a bathtub at home or find a gym with a cold plunge pool. Start with 1 to 2 minutes and work your way to 3 minutes. And like I said, I think it's better if you just make the plunge, get in there, stay consistent. I go 3 times a week. Like anything in fitness, consistency is key. Make it a habit, and you're gonna start seeing the results and the benefits. and breathe, breathe, breathe. You have to breathe. When you get into the cold water, focus on your breathing. Slow, deep breaths to help keep your body's natural fight or flight response. Because your body's going to want to say, hell no, I don't want to do this. I want to get out. I want to. And you start, no, don't do that. Don't freak out. You got this. Breathing is the secret to making cold plunging tolerable and even enjoyable. Because once you control your breathing, I put on my headphones or I play music in there. It's really good. I mean, the cold hard truth is it's worth it. So why do I freeze my butt off? It's simple because the benefits of cold plunging go beyond just physical fitness. I am not the most physical fit person right now. So I'm trying to get back to that person, and my autoimmune and inflammation issues are getting in the way of that. So I had to find a way to tackle them. It's a total mind body hack that helps me stay sharp, recover faster, and tackle every day with confidence. Sure, it's tough at first, but the rewards are so well worth it. Don't just take my word for it, try it out. Start small, stay consistent, and see how cold plunging can transform your life and your fitness and mental game. And who knows, you might just find yourself looking forward to getting in that ice water every day. I know, crazy. So, are you ready to take the plunge? If you do, please share your experience with me in the comments or tag me at Nina Daniels. And in the comments, I mean at modelsdietpodcast.com. Or you can even leave comments on Apple or Spotify. Um, anyway, I want to see your Coach Plunge posts. I am at the Nina Daniels on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and at Nina Daniels on X, Twitter. So let's embrace the freeze together. And that about wraps it up for us. Don't forget to check out my blog, www.modelsdietpodcast.com, to go deeper in the conversation. You're gonna find related links and also some of the sources that we use. We will credit them there. And if you are loving Models Diet, I need you to show us by subscribing, rating, and reviewing Models Diet on Apple Podcasts. I have to tell you guys, it really makes a difference. So if you could take a minute, scroll to the bottom, and let us know what you think. Hopefully, give us 5 stars. We would appreciate it. And that about wraps it up for us. So don't forget to check out my blog, modelsdietpodcast.com, to go deeper into the conversation. And you will find the related links down here. And if you are loving us, please, the best way you can support us is hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. And like I said, stay tuned. See you next time. Cello G-string unit. We out.